He's doing a lot more than, dancing and winning those competitions. He's helped elevate the tone of our practice. He's got, bubbling personality. I'm glad he was able to showcase that, center court from the fans.
Yuki definitely stole the show today. He's a joy to be around. He's a character.
He's full of energy.
Remember when you were a kid and everyone told you were too short to play basketball? Well, Yuki Kawamura is about to make you feel a whole lot better about yourself. This 5'8" guy from Japan isn't just playing in the NBA. He's shocking stars like Ja Morant with his skills. Imagine being able to see over defenders like you're 7 feet tall, even when you're the shortest guy on the court. That's what Yuki's doing. And if he can do it, maybe we've all been looking at basketball wrong this whole time. Stick around, and I'll show you how this little guy is changing the game for all of us short ballers out there. Let's dissect Yuki's path. He was not a well-known prospect. He was competing in the B League in Japan, which isn't exactly a hotbed of NBA talent. Most of the guys in this league are just content to be playing professional ball. However, Yuki, he was in control. He was finding teammates with passes that appeared to bend around corners and speeding past defenders as if they were motionless. This is where it gets crazy, though. Yuki had an incredible Olympic performance. When playing some of the world's top players, we're talking about 20 points per game. Imagine competing against Luka Doncic and Kevin Durant on the same court and not only competing, but excelling. Yuki took that action. He was making plays that had everyone's mouths drop, slicing through defenses, and making shots from downtown. The part that's crazy? NBA scouts began to take notice. They were unable to ignore his quickness, his vision, or his ability to unexpectedly locate teammates. Yuki always knew where everyone was on the court, as if he had a GPS in his brain. Additionally, keep in mind that this man is shorter than the majority of point guards in high school. However, he was acting as though he was bulletproof and 7 feet tall. What comes next, then? Yuki converts an invitation to training camp into a 2-year deal with the Grizzlies. Going straight from the minor leagues to the big show is analogous to that. You're playing in gyms with very little air conditioning 1 minute, and then you're in the same locker room as Ja Morant the next. It's the sort of tale that gives you faith in athletic miracles. However, Yuki's adventure was only getting started. Could he keep up with the best of the best? That was the real test. This is no longer Japan. You play against guys who are bigger, faster, and stronger than anyone you've ever faced every night in the NBA. It's similar to plunging into the ocean during a storm from the kiddie pool. Yuki appeared to be David without a slingshot when he faced those NBA titans. The absurd thing is that he didn't require one. Even the most seasoned pros were taken aback by the secret weapon this 5'8" guard brought to the court. Let's examine the enchantment that transformed Yuki from an underdog into a household name. Imagine this. Yuki takes the court for the first time during the NBA preseason. People are speculating about whether this little guy can actually compete with the big boys. The defense is all over Yuki, like white on rice as soon as he touches the ball. Isn't he trapped? False. Yuki starts making seemingly impossible passes all of a sudden. It appears as though he has eyes in the back of his head. We're talking about no-look passes that thread through 3 defenders as if they weren't there and strike teammates in the hands. It's crazy. What's even more bizarre, Yuki was dishing out 10 assists per 36 minutes during the preseason. Folks, that's not just good playmaking, it's elite playmaking. We are discussing figures that would cause Trae Young and Chris Paul to take notice. However, it goes beyond the numbers. Yuki does it this way. In one moment, he is encircled by tall defenders. The next time, the ball is flying by their ears and reaches a teammate for a simple basket. It's similar to seeing a magician pull rabbits out of a hat, but the hat is a sea of 7-footers, and the rabbits are basketballs. And here's the thing. Yuki doesn't just occasionally make these plays. Game after game, he's doing it consistently. He always knows where his teammates are, even when he isn't looking at them, as if he had some sort of basketball radar. Sure, but can he do it against real NBA competition? You may be asking yourself. Let me tell you, Yuki is not merely playing. Rather, he is altering the rules of the game. He is demonstrating that when you have that kind of vision, height is irrelevant. He appears to have a basketball cheat code because he can see passing lanes that aren't even available to regular players. All right, Yuki can go. Can he defend, though, against men who are at least a foot taller than him? Let's discuss how this 5'8" powerhouse is transforming what ought to be his greatest flaw into an unexpected strength. Imagine this. Yuki is protecting men who might rest on him. It appears to be a mismatch just waiting to happen. But then strange things begin to happen. Yuki is unshakable by these big men. He's simply too fast and nimble, like attempting to swat a fly with a baseball bat. Yuki is everywhere, not just on defense. It's difficult for them to even get the ball up the court because he's picking up guys full court. Yuki is right in their grill, hands all over the place, feet moving as if he's on fast forward, while these 6'5" guards are attempting to bring the ball up. They're going crazy over it. When will they be able to get past him? I wish you luck. Screens appear to be invisible as Yuki slips through them. He always knows where the play is headed before it occurs, as if he had some sort of basketball GPS. Yuki is just moving like water around these large centers as they attempt to set picks. The crazy part is that Yuki doesn't mind getting physical. He's flinging himself at men twice his size in centers. He would be bulldozed, but that isn't the case. He's getting right up under these big guys and making them uncomfortable by taking advantage of his low center of gravity. Yuki seems to have transformed his size into a superpower. It's like trying to dribble around a very hostile fire hydrant because he's so low to the ground. These tall players can't see anything with Yuki, but they're used to seeing over defenders. He's right there, causing a stir with his hands up. Let's also discuss steals. Sure, Yuki's hands are fast, but that's not all. Most players wouldn't even notice him jumping into passing lanes, but he's anticipating passes. He seems to have a sixth sense when it comes to basketball. The problem is that Yuki's game isn't flawless. He still faces a significant obstacle. Even with his amazing passing and defense, there is a component of his game that is preventing him from reaching his full potential. Furthermore, it's unexpected for a man of his size. Recall the Olympic moment when Yuki lit it up from beyond the arc. Well, NBA scouts are baffled by the change that has occurred. Can this diminutive playmaker get past the one obstacle preventing him from being unstoppable? The truth is that Yuki has the ball outside the arc. He was a skilled shooter in Japan, making three-pointers as if they were free throws. In the NBA, though, the situation is completely different. During the preseason, Yuki's shooting performance was, well, rough. We're talking about 21% overall or 25% from three. Not only is that bad, but it's perhaps we should keep the truth from him. Bad. But wait, let's go back a moment. Yuki was on fire during the Olympics. In addition to making 40% of his three-pointers, he was also taking nearly 11 shots every game. That's someone check if the ball's magnetic. Good, not just good. What gives then? How does a man become an NBA bricklayer after being an Olympic sharpshooter? The worst part is that the NBA three-point line is located farther back. It doesn't seem like a huge deal. I know. However, those extra inches might as well be miles for a guy Yuki's size. Asking a child who has practiced on an 8-foot hoop their entire life to shoot on a 10-foot one is like asking them to do so. Everything feels strange all of a sudden. Don't discount Yuki just yet, though. He's putting in the hours at the gym, working on it. His shape, still buttery smooth. His freedom, lightning fast. All you have to do is get used to the distance. Consider it this way. Yuki is resetting his internal GPS. All he has to do is adjust his rangefinder to determine the target's location. Now consider this. Yuki might be unstoppable if he can perfect his shot. We are discussing a player who has the ability to shoot like Steph Curry and pass like Magic Johnson. 5'8". Not only is that impressive, but it's also at the level of video game cheat codes. It's similar to packing the greatest elements of several NBA legends into a fun-sized package. This is the situation with Yuki Kawamura. In addition to playing in the NBA, this 5'8" dynamo is making a huge impact. In this game, he is demonstrating that heart can be just as significant as height. Watch out for number 00 the next time you're at a Grizzlies game. It is possible that you will witness something that will leave you speechless. Yuki is out there transforming our perception of basketball. He is demonstrating to us that playing big is more important than height. This guy is defending like a pit bull and passing like magic. What if he can perfect that shot? NBA, be careful. No matter how short he is, Yuki Kawamura is going to be your new favorite player.